Hello brothers and welcome back to another video. So today we're again going into and looking at the latest demonic engine picture, and this one is a book and it's on fire. Now a lot of people have already came out and they've already said, oh, it's it's kind of the possessed guy. He's reading his book, there's flames and stuff, he's summoning all the possessed marines, he's doing something chaotic and all that kind of stuff. That is cool, yes, that is probably the most logical way to go about this. But you know me by now, and you know that I don't do it the most logical way possible, so I'm going with the most illogical way possible, and that is, of course, this is the book of Lorgar, and Lorgar is returning to 40k. Let's jump in and let's explore this. Now, before you start going off on one, just hear me out, okay? Lorgar is probably the best Daemonic Primarch to return. I know we all love the Fulgrims, we all love the Angrons. For the rule of cool, yes, they are the best to return because they have the most fanciest, pretty, most glorious bloody models. Plus that would mean Slanesh, and new Noise Marines, new Khorne Berserkers, all that kind of stuff. That would probably come with an Angron or a Fulgrim kind of release. But when it comes to Lorgar, his story at the moment would add more to where the current story is going for the Imperium and for Chaos. Now, for those of you who have read the Plague War book from the latest Dark Imperial novel series, it's the second of 3 books. The third book is yet to come out. This is kind of spoilerific, so please close your ears if you don't want to hear it. But in that book, Guilliman started to read the Legio Divitatis. Guilliman and the Imperial Creed, the Imperial religion about the Emperor as a god, is not sinking in well with Guilliman. He hates the way people look at the Emperor as a god. He's basically putting up with it just because at this moment in time, he needs to focus his resources in combating chaos. If he starts to fight 2 wars, because that's what I think it's going to come to, a war against the Imperial religion. If he starts to fight 2 wars, then he's basically going to be outnumbered from within and without. So at the moment, he's basically focusing on chaos. Now, this is where I think it's very, very interesting for Lorgar to come in, because Lorgar basically started the Imperial Creed. He actually started Legio Divitatis. It's kind of ironic that Lorgar and his legion fell to chaos because they worshipped the Emperor as a god and they were punished for it, but years down the line, his teachings basically became the foundations of the Imperial religion. It's so ironic, it's so grimdark, it's absolutely amazing. Now, this is where Lorgar steps in, because Lorgar can then come out and say, ha, look at you puny Imperial mortals, you have based your religion on my lie. And what that could do, then that could throw the whole spanner in the works and help Guilliman in the story, saying, see, you've based your whole religion off a heretic. Your whole religion is heresy. Now, what that would cause an internal conflict in the Imperium, which actually may help Guilliman or hinder Guilliman, because then they all might start turning on each other, saying, well, I'm not a heretic, you're a heretic. That can cause all kind of disasters, and Lorgar just be sitting back laughing, saying, aha, for the dark gods, all that kind of dark stuff that you would expect Lorgar to do. And let's not forget that the Word Bearers and the Ultramarines have an eternal grudge against each other. It's not probably a grudge like the Iron Warriors or the Imperial Fist. It's probably up there with the Thousand Sons and the Space Wars. I'm always going to say the Iron Warriors and the Imperial Fist have the most eternal grudge, probably because I'm an Imperial Fist fanboy and Iron Warriors are man-children. But when it comes to Lorgar and his sons, they are the ones that attacked Calth. They were the ones that brought that planet to his knees, the Underworld War and stuff like that. And Rabute has never forgotten about that betrayal. He hates Lorgar for that betrayal and what devastation he caused to his legion. So if Lorgar was to return and Rabute saw Lorgar, he would go full on, well, I'm hoping he would go on full on vengeance mode and go, you have returned, I shall teach you a lesson. And don't forget that Guilliman now has the Emperor's Sword, and the Emperor's Sword basically kills a demon, full stop. There's no going home if you slash down a demon. You don't return to the warp, it's end game for you. Now, I've always wondered what would happen if Guilliman slew one of his demonic brothers with the Emperor's sword, would it work against them like it works against demons? That would be very, very interesting, because I think it'd be kind of ironic that it was the Emperor's sword wielded by Guilliman that actually brought down one of the demonic Primarchs that completely splattered him out of existence. I don't think that'll happen right away, because of course when new models come out and everything like that, they want to sell that new models. There's no point in having a new model released and 5 minutes later they kill him off. Absolutely makes no business sense at all. But it'd be really, really cool if eventually that's where it led years and years and years down in the story. Sorry, I've basically just gone off rambling about Lorgar and Guilliman and the stories and all the past and everything they can have. Let's focus back on the rumour ridge for the last couple of minutes. Why do I think this is Lorgar in my head? Because it's Valrak, and I'm just very, very weird. I see an image and I go, Primarch. Like I said at the start, the logical conclusion is that this is not Lorgar. But in my mind, I see a book, I see it on fire, I see chaos symbols, I see a hand holding it, and I'm thinking, screw it. Lorgar likes books, he likes text, he is a demonic Primarch, he has a reason to come back, he will come back at some point. Why is this not the point in time of him coming back? I know there's all arguments out there saying, well, Abaddon's coming back, it won't make sense if they bring a demonic Primarch back, but don't take this away from me. I need something to grasp onto. There's no Primarch rumours out there at the moment, and I'm basically going cold turkey. Now, another logical conclusion to this is that it is neither anything to do with the possessed, it's not Lorgar, it is actually the new sorcerer model, which is hinted at a couple of months back. Remember when they put out that backpack of the sorcerer, and everyone's like, oh yeah, basically a new sorcerer. That's the last we basically saw of that. We haven't seen anything in the artwork regarding that at all. So maybe that is the part of the new sorcerer kit, and he's wielding like a book in one hand. He's like shouting stuff at it, or he's reading from it, and it's making the book go on fire. And in the other hand, he's probably got to have like a staff or a sword or some kind of weapon and stuff like that. That is probably the most best conclusion I can come up with, rather than just going down the Primarch theory road, as I always tend to do. Right, that is me done for another video. I'm going to stop it before I start driving myself completely insane. What do you think it is? Please post it below in the comment section, and we can have a nice, healthy conversation. Are you with me? Do you think it's a Primarch? Do you think it's a new sorcerer model? Do you think it's something to do with a possessed guy? Let me know below, and we can just talk about it down there. Thank you for watching this video once again. Glory, glory to all the Primarchs. Hopefully one will return very, very soon. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.